You slink into the Nosferatu Warren. Every second left will shortly bring you to a hallway where all of the cables that line the walls converge. There's security written on the door, and just past it is a pristine oak office door with a little plaque on it that says Dr. Sheldon Ashley, followed by a bunch of letters, PhD, MD, etc.
This is a joke door, Matt informs everyone correctly. There's nothing behind this door. This is a reference to ER.
So I can open it and just like slam it shut and there'll be a wall behind it?
Candi will recognize it as the name of somebody high up in the Nosferatu. Vaguely remember it from James.
Matt, honey, they may share a name, but no, this is a pretty high-ranking Nos from what I can vaguely fucking remember.
He also, fun fact that stuck in your mind for some reason, he founded OHSU.
Oh, so he's old too. Yeah, no, the dude who made the college, the guy who founded the fucking college, yeah, that one.
Dimico, you recognize him as the Primogen of the Nosferatu. That is, at this point, the second door on the left.
I see. That's Primogen of the Nos, the highest Nosferatu authority in the camp. We should make sure we're not intruding. We've already used their tunnels with some permission, but still.
I mean, yeah, one of them told us every second left. This is the second left.
I understand, but now that we're in the tunnels, those directions may or may not apply. Let me just knock on the door first.
All right, you do you.
The second door on the left is also the second to last door on the right.
Yeah, but we're on the
That's
left.
true,
not the
Candi.
right. Do you need to put up the L's? Do you want me to do that for you?
He bears all the hallmarks of his clan.
Ah, spooky monster.
Good evening, Primogen Ashley.
Ah, Dimico, I didn't think you were messed up in all this. I'm disappointed.
Trust me, if I knew what I was messed up in, I probably would not have, but the situation tonight has developed quickly, as they say.
Yeah,
I don't mean to impose on you. I know this is your sovereign domain. Would it be possible for us to get direction, safe passage out into a neutral location?
Oh, Forcheese has been updating me on your activities thus far. I regret to inform you that your vehicles are
Lost.
impounded.
Good thing I didn't have them in any particular alias I cared about.
Someone took the fuck truck.
Would you like to introduce your companions?
Yes, Primogen. This is Candi Stripes. This is Jackson. And last but not least, Matt.
Jackson offers a small, hesitant wave because he's still off-put by the look of a Nosferatu. I like your earrings.
Thank you.
Matt's smart enough to bow.
Yeah, this does Candy.
All right.
Oh.
Candy and Jack will tap on the shoulder.
And what are their lineages?
Well, I'll let them give their own answer, since I would not presume.
Well, Jackson's third eye is out, isn't it?
It's currently under a beanie, but there's some blood trickling down your face.
Oh yeah, I did still have my beanie. Fair enough. When asked about lineages, Jackson is just gonna look over at Dimico. Just a pure look of, do I,
We're Caitiff.
I thought we had clan.
We do. Shut up. I don't want to tell him.
Did you say that out loud, Matt?
I'm transparent. I did say that out loud.
God, Matt. We're trying to figure that part out, remember?
I told you we should have gone to the amusement park.
Dimico looks between them and the Primogen and says, I apologize. I think my companions might be a little bit wary after everything that happened tonight. We are in your home. You are being very polite to us. Let us at least show you common courtesy. My companions, and forgive me if I overstep, Candi, they are from Baron Warren's domain. As far as I know, they are simply unaffiliated kindred, but bonded together for survival.
It may not mean much to anarchs, but it means much to me. You, in the dress, Your name and your lineage. Who sired you?
My name is Candi, and I knew him as James. I don't know if that's his name or not. That's all that I knew.
Of clan.
Didn't exactly get told.
Native, then. He sighs.
A lot of sires abandon their child. Disgrace.
You, Scruffy.
Is that me?
Yeah, you're the scruffiest here, yeah.
I say, I'm trying to track down exactly who my sire is, actually. I was shovel-headed by the band and managed to escape. My companions believe I'm Toreador, but if we could have gone to the amusement park like I wanted, maybe we could figure out who my sire was.
I don't mean to argue that you're not. You might be Toreador, but it seems odd to me that you have disciplines that I've never seen a Toreador innately use. I could be wrong.
I mean, you said it yourself. We work together.
Indeed.
The one in torpor.
Koja Black Elk. Are you familiar with Coco?
Yes. Few enough are.
Let's just say she took care of that museum, the Native Arts Museum, on Coco's behalf, and she was caught up in what I'm sure you've already heard about tonight, and she has gone into the state that you see her in.
His eyes widen a little bit. Coco's child.
A little nod of head.
How well do you know this one?
Akosia?
Yes.
I've met her before, but only briefly a few times. I'm not aware of her lineage or any details about her. She has been reserved. I was about to become more acquainted with her tonight before everything kicked off.
He gives a jerking shudder. Nagaraja.
I think I've heard that before. Sounds familiar. There's a lot that I don't know. As you know, I am K-Tip myself.
He will hit an intercom. Thorchies, get one of the cams to get steak. Oh, medium or well done. Very funny. Get it to me. A few seconds later, there's a pattering sound outside. The door opens, and Cameron's there with a wooden stake.
Is that necessary? We can take her with us when we leave.
The Nagaraja are flesh eaters.
Really?
They not only consume the vitae, but the viscous, I believe they call it. The flesh. If this one were to wake up hungry...
Start eating. I don't believe she's going to wake up. She went into this state tonight.
I am not about to take that risk.
All right, I understand.
Cameron, stake her. Cameron will insert the stake like she's stabbing a corpse. With a bit of a grin on her face.
Winces a little bit. That's satisfactory. Hope that she does turn. Maybe not. I have no idea at this point. She's dead. This might be bad. At least they're just defiling a corpse.
The stake goes in with a gleeful stab, and Cameron look over. Anything else, boss? No, Cameron. Go back on patrol. Yeah, boss. She will head out. Well, now that that's settled, how about you?
Jackson was just hoping that he would be forgotten in the background, but sadly not. He looks over at Dimico again and just shrugs.
I can actually speak it a little bit. He's basically a fledgling, abandoned by his sire. I found him and I gave my word to Orin that I would teach him the masquerade and the laws to protect our kind from any unknowing slips of the masquerade.
Another caitiff. They swarm like flies.
You're not wrong, Primogen.
Matt will pout a little bit, assuming Ashley isn't looking at him, until my blood's potent under his breath.
I'm a real one.
Tell me why you're here, and I'll tell you what you stumbled into.
Certainly. I was at the art gallery tonight, as you may have inferred from various statements. Candi and Jackson were also there with me. We attended on a request from Baron Warren. He wished us to acquire some art for him from the gallery and to make the acquaintance of certain mortal kind. The gallery, however, was not attended by only us, but by some Sabbat. They didn't even bother to blush. They were blatantly throwing the masquerade in the face of everything. And seeing this, I quickly alerted as many contacts as I had available to me. Baron Warren, reached out to Mama, since it was her territory, as you're aware. And don't know how Baron Jude apparently found out about it, but
He's found.
yeah, Baron Jude found out.
There is no Baron Jude.
There is
There
one
is
now. Apparently, earlier tonight I was told that there's a bite club.
It flies over Jackson's head, and Candi hasn't been in this kind of politics. But Matt's seen too many movies, and Dimico has been in this. You hesitate telling the story of Jude, because that's money. This is a Nosferatu, specifically the Nosferatu Primogen, who seems to run an information network.
I assumed that he would know it, but now that he's given me a sign that he doesn't know it, I hold back, absolutely.
He seems to have pretty good information on this side of the river, but with the occurrences on the other side, he's less aware of.
Well, I've given him a taste. I gave him a hint.
You have.
So he knows something important. A Baron Jude is involved, but he doesn't know the details yet. I say, yeah, apparently someone found out Baron Jude. There was a Sabbat attack at the gallery. Things got messy. Some things happened, and we had to get out of there pretty quickly. Fairly certain all the Sabbat are dead that attacked, which I can tell you with certainty there was Artemis, a name that I've been made aware. Personally burned her myself. Then I look around. Did anyone else account for any of the other Sabbat?
I think one of them was a guy. No.
There was that one that was with that person from the art gallery that you were talking to.
Yeah, that one.
I don't know who you're referring to specifically, but I'll take your word for it. There were two of them. Did that one make it out?
I blanked on him, sorry.
All right. I can account that I took out Artemis.
Candi would know that the driver, Fred, fuck truck, went through the front window and was used as a meat shield / airbag, and certainly wasn't alive when last saw.
Yeah, should be dead.
Wait, I just remembered something, Primogen. Forgive me. There's that one. And there was one with Akosia, the one who tortured her, I believe. He was down. And before I left, the plan was to burn that body. But I did not see it happen. Think a shotgun to the head happened on the body. But because we know it was a Tzimisce, a fiend, all I can say is they decided perhaps destroying the entire body would be a better assurance.
Yes. Interesting. When he's not speaking, he has a neutral expression, listening intently without giving anything away on his face. He still shifts every now and then. He doesn't have stillness of elders. He's not more than a century old.
Dimico will say to that, it's been such a night. You can understand the stress has made me forget so many details. I'm sure they'll come back to me, but we found ourselves taking a wounded to that hospital that you found us at. And somehow we stumbled onto someone that knows about werewolves, but doesn't know about Tremere. Sounds like a very different sort of thing that I am used to doing.
What removed the man's limbs?
Oh, the Tzimisce. I'm fairly certain, because they were melded over, the flesh was... He just gestures with his hands trying to find words.
He'll nod. Acceptable. Who told you to come to this particular building?
The friend of mine whose school that were.
He will raise an eyebrow. Well...
I wish I could tell you more. I don't know much more than that.
He'll give a smirk. The ones that you stumbled into are members of a secret organization of hunters spread all over the world with nearly limitless resources, extraordinary numbers of personnel, and deeply entrenched in mortal media.
Interesting.
They call themselves the Technocracy.
Never heard of them, but that's unsurprising for a hunter organization.
Now you can see why I need to know who gave you their location. Now, as perhaps some incentive, I am obliged by Camarilla law. Bring you all before the prince and let him deal with you.
The cowboy again. No, he's not the prince. He's the. And then Matt will start counting things on his fingers.
That is certainly one option, Primogen. I presume you might have some other options or ideas.
Or you buy your lives one at a time. He'll shrug.
Not the worst option I've ever heard either. I mean, sounds like a lot of extra paperwork for you, having to explain to the prince at this hour of the night, having to come back tomorrow.
I could stake you and wait till tomorrow sunset.
You absolutely could. You're correct, Primogen. But again, I think there's a better solution to all this, don't you?
I'm waiting to hear it.
Okay. Well, I like the proposal that we buy our way just to get out of your hair and perhaps give you something that you find of value and you let us go on our way.
So what is your trinket? The one who speaks for the group?
I am,
Or should you wait for last so you can advise the others?
you know, I like how you think. Dimico leans back. Oh, Jackson, you're so new. Let me just try to explain a little something. The Primogen here, the Nosferatu, their clan are extremely well informed. They love to collect information. They are the best information brokers anywhere in the world. Sometimes you have things that are valuable that you know. Is there anything you can think of in the past 2 weeks, some kernel of information, even on Baron or inside perhaps, that might be useful?
The animal testing place?
That's pretty good. Yeah, that's juicy.
Yeah, that's really the only thing really cool that we've done.
Before he says that, I turn to Candi and Matt. Are you both okay with him giving this?
Sure.
A piece of information that's not going to hurt us or really ding us too much. That's fine.
And it's not the obvious coin, which is, of course, hidden underneath his beanie.
Which he is not going to reveal because they're playing as Caitiff.
Smart.
So we went to this animal testing lab because we had a suspicion that they were holding the kindred hostage. And we explored, did a lot of things. We found out they were draining a kindred's body and using it to inject a bunch of humans with. Most of them were dead. That's about it. It was really weird because they were collecting vials of the blood as well from the humans themselves.
Oh, I need a name or two. Name of the company, name of the building, name of one of the players.
Can help out if you need a role. Assistance.
Candi
So-
will kind of pull everybody into a hug here for a second. Sidebar,
Septimus got fucking murdered by Jude, okay? That's really good fucking information.
I'm saving that. That's for last year.
I was gonna finish off because he asked the who. I was gonna say the doctor lady with the roses. I don't know if that
Yeah.
would be bad for us. I don't know these people that well.
I don't care. I think she is Mama's.
All I know is that Mama's weird and so are her kids.
I mean, we know the name of one of them that wasn't a vampire.
True, but do you think he'll accept that?
I assume.
We don't know the doctor lady that was there, right? We're not really like close with her.
It was Bishop and Thorn. Thorn was the one raising the rose bushes.
We're not close to this person, right?
I don't think we know who they are.
Yeah.
I do.
So are we?
The company, it was a cosmetics testing facility, a subsidiary of Pentex, I believe.
the building is called Lush.
Thank you.
Yeah. Lush is the building. The doctor's name's Thorn, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what's the other one he asked for?
Dr. Bishop.
No, he asked for 3 things, didn't he?
I think those were just examples. You didn't have to meet 3 criteria.
Oh.
It just needed something to make it specific.
Jackson all back out of the little huddle. It was a place named Lush, a cosmetic testing place, and there was a doctor there, Dr. Thorn Bishop, or Bishop Thorn. Well, one of the two.
I'll nod. I'll look into it. Satisfactory. Who's next?
Matt will look left, look right, and if nobody else is jumping up to do it, he'll walk over and say, I had to drink your sheriff's blood earlier today, so now I'm bonded to him? Or do you know that already?
I'm aware. I have pictures. He'll open up a manila folder that has pictures of your entire conversation between the sheriff and Fox. And there are a few pictures of you in the parking lot at the Oregon Broadcasting.
Matt will scratch his chin and go, "It's hard to know what you don't already know. Do you know that we already attacked the bunker?"
Attacked the bunker.
Mm-hmm.
He'll raise an eyebrow.
Matt nods. "We killed some Sabbat in a nuclear bunker over that way," and I pointed the correct direction.
He'll frown. That old thing.
Yes. The people we were going to meet up with after this were going to go attack there, but we already did it once.
Fascinating.
They didn't seem to know that, so I assume you don't know that.
What was it like?
Matt thinks long and hard for a second. Imagine every surface and every substance made of flesh and bone.
He'll hold up a finger. Enough.
Yeah. Matt looks down. Yeah.
And you say someone is going to attack it.
They assume that the people from the bunker caused the massacre at the art shows.
From what you've told me, that makes sense.
I agree. I think they're probably right.
Well, the Zamisi Sabbat bunker. That's the juicy nugget.
Knowing where the spot will lay their heads.
Indeed. Eyes will fall on Candi.
I am still trying to come up with one.
Has to be something that Cameron wasn't there for. Tell me about Shitstain Eddie making the blood drug.
That's true.
Tell him about the Septimus thing.
No.
Not yet.
Then, yeah, did you hear of Shitstain Eddie dealing with the Sabbat?
He will cock an eyebrow. Laszlo's child.
Wait, Laszlo?
Laszlo Bach, ex-Primogen, for the Bruja.
The kid has been fucking around with street alchemy or blood magic. I don't fucking know what, but he's been getting something out there, and it seems to be extremely potent.
Where is this? You drop the neighborhood name and he nods, thinks about it. That's far out there. I suppose it'll do. Your life's not worth much, Caitiff.
Understood.
Just leaves me, right?
And now how about your leader? The great Dimico, champion of the Caitiff.
I do not ask for myself to be spared. I will submit myself to you and to the prince if need be, if you wish to bring me before them. But I have very time-sensitive and valuable information. You may have gotten a small hint from my statements earlier. I would ask a minor boon of you for this that I will use immediately for a purpose that I have.
Oh, if you want a favor, you need to ask it now. But be aware, you may want to save some coin.
I understand. What I'm asking is a minor boon for you. It will be an effort that I consider minor for you, but be important for me.
Name it now.
There's a woman, Isabel Marco. She was at the hospital with us. She disappeared right before we were told to get out of there.
Oh, you beat me to it.
I suspect you know where she is.
Yes, I know where they are.
Are they safe?
Yes. Neither of them are ghouls, I would hope.
No.
He'll nod. Then they should be processed rather quickly and released back into the wider population. Perhaps with some memory loss.
Perfect.
I've seen it happen before.
That is exactly what I hoped. Interesting.
Isn't it just?
Well, it's interesting that you told me that before I gave you the information.
I haven't told you where or when she will be released.
You're quite correct, but now I can ask something else.
Caitiff,
Yes, Primogen.
you are playing a dangerous game.
All the games these nights are dangerous, but I will make it worth your while, Primogen. I am not here to play games with you. I sincerely want to give you what I ask in return for this information. There's a friend of mine, Isabella Zaslavskaya. I can't say her name because it's saving my life. Friend of mine. I think that she may perhaps gotten into some trouble. You know where she is, and if you tell me that, I'll tell you all the information that you want to know about Baron Jude.
You tell me first.
You agree I take you at your word. So, Baron Jude, let me go back to the art gallery earlier tonight. Spot attacked. We fight. There's a bus. The bus gets set on fire. Artemis gets thrown into the fire and dies. The one inside, the Zamitz, gets taken down. I look around. I can't say how. I assume one of us did it, but I can't say for certain. Maybe it was Moshe, the staked body, after the fighting, immediately after the aftermath. The alarms are blaring. There are people inside who have been incapacitated by the Sabbat. And who comes to the scene but this group of kindred? A man, a woman, 2 other men, and a teenager. They showed up, they took control of the situation, and the one who led them identified themselves to me as Baron Jude. I said that there is no Baron Jude. He said, I have taken over Septimus's domain. Septimus, Primogen Septimus, was killed earlier tonight at Bite Club, according to this Baron Jude. I've not verified that information, but it is quite the claim to make, something that could be so easily disproven.
He looked surprised. Septimus killed.
A Bruja is not an easy thing to kill, by the stories I've heard.
By a newcomer.
Indeed.
What was this newcomer like?
He told me something very interesting. He said that not long ago, he was a caitiff as well, and he held himself with a lot of composure. He seemed to know what he was doing. I've seen elders in Ancilla among the camp before. He held himself similar to those.
He will blanch a little bit, and as a kindred of early 1900s, he would probably use slightly different words. But let me be blunt, Dimico. Was he black?
Yes.
His jaw will open. Do you have any other information on this man?
Oh, yes. But I feel this is quickly becoming more of a boon thing if I give you every bit. Minor boon is fine.
I will have you escorted back to your side of the river. They have lined up troops along the way to the river, anticipating that you would head for the water.
You say they.
The hunters.
That's what I thought. Just making sure. Understood.
They brought strange acoustic devices when they came for you. It was fascinating.
Apparently they were thinking we were werewolves. Ridiculous, of course.
That doctor is obsessed with the lupines. This is not the first occasion.
She gave me that impression. I figured taking her would be a bad idea.
It would have been a very bad idea.
Without knowing more information, I'm not going to dip myself further into that shark-infested water. Okay, you're going to help us. You're going to escort us. No minor boon. Have some very juicy information. Be very helpful.
Fair enough.
Let me tell you the information. If you agree that it is, then the minor boon. If you think it is not worth it, then no minor boon.
Oh, but you haven't asked for payment for the death of Septimus. A juicy nugget.
I assume that was for Isabella, what we said earlier.
Yes. She has, as of perhaps 15 minutes ago, arrived at OHSU, this campus, and been captured by hunters. I believe our darling Sun Tzu has set.
Sun Tzu, what?
Art of War, the Toreador tactician.
Ah, so she's been captured. Interesting.
Dr. Marnie's got her now. After what happened to her last specimens, I doubt she's leaving these unguarded.
I was about to say, do they have security?
Yes, and 4Gs can only penetrate the outer layers.
Well, that's something to discuss later. I'll look and see. But thank you for telling me. Fortunately, she got herself into the mess. I hope she can get herself out of it. Now, the other information I have, which I think you will find particularly useful. Jude said that he was planning to take down Mama and the Sabbat completely within the next couple nights, one after the other. He said that Mama was in league with them.
That doesn't help me narrow it down. Was he traveling with anyone? a master of his? Did he seem subservient to anyone?
No, there was no one that I saw, but I did have a feeling. He just had a vibe to me if there was something else. Maybe I'm just projecting, but it seemed like perhaps there was someone else.
He will shudder again, look upwards, and cross his chest. I pray that it not be. Fuck. If you ever get the chance, stake him.
I'm gonna try and stay away from him as much as possible, but he did ask in exchange for us leaving there to assist him with the attacks that he has planned.
Do not, under any circumstances, trust that man.
Okay. I mean, good advice, almost any of our kind.
He'll shudder and look away. Some things are best not known.
I couldn't agree more.
I'll have Campbell escort you out.
All right. Thank you, Primogen.
He looks a bit distant as he's trying to process all that he's heard. He'll press a button on the phone. Forchies, get me recording this entire conversation. I need to listen to it over. Yeah, boss. Got it right here, rewinding.
Good thing I said everything I meant to say. Dimico picks up Nicosia, looks to the others. Let's get out of here.
Thank you for watching Portland by Night. Links are in the description for the full playlists and ways to donate if I made you feel something. The night holds a rich bouquet of emotions. Let me know what we made you feel in the comments below. Liking and subscribing attracts the attention of the great Alharatham. Do so at your own risk. Good night.